What up, y'all? This is Justin Muzak. You are now tuned into Justified Media. We have our guest here, multi-hyphenated artist, Whest Cornell. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Thank you for having me.
Man, it's a pleasure. I've been actually waiting for this conversation for a while. I know you do a lot of different things. You're an MC, videographer, editor, among other things too. But to the world, who is Whest Cornell?
Well, thank you for having me, first and foremost, Justin. It's a long time coming.
Yeah, for sure.
So Whest Cornell, I'm a son of two immigrant Guatemalan human beings who are amazing. Shout out mom and dad. I grew up listening to hip-hop from the jump. I grew up in an era where gangbanging was the coolest thing to do, but I was so far from cool that I fell in love with hip-hop in the most nerdiest ways.
Right.
Young, and I always wanted to be an MC. I always wanted to be a part of the world of hip-hop and music in any shape, way, or form. I wrote poems and poetry starting in the second grade because my mom would force me.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted me to become a very well-rounded person.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted me to be educated the way that they weren't, obviously coming from another country, a third world country at that. They just threw me into this mix of, you're going to be our savior, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So, you know, I grew up with pressure on me, but I loved it. I'm so competitive. I love everything that has to do with music, sports, and all that. And I kind of combine that to form who I am now in West, where I love lyricism, I love beats, I love the visuals that come behind the music, or sometimes are the focal point, you know. And that's why, as you mentioned, I'm a multifaceted artist, because I feel like each aspect of art helps the story, and my story is still being told. I want to be an inspiration for humans who come from third world country backgrounds, as
Right.
parents who want to overcome and who do have this American dream. You know, maybe now in our history, what's going on with our country is kind of difficult to believe in that.
Right.
But I'm still hopeful that I can bring some type of impact, and that my music and that my story and my visuals resonate with whoever listens and sees it, whether it be my 3,000 followers or the two people that I met at Ralph's who I happen to have a conversation about music because they like my shirt. Whatever it may be, that's who I am. I'm a storyteller. I love what I do. I'm in love with my life right now, and it wasn't always like this. I was in a dark spot at one point, but I grew out of it in the sense of wanting to survive. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a similar experience with hip hop, and you touched on a lot of beautiful things. Your parents immigrating here, just not wanting to contribute to gang culture and mental health and everything like that. Hip hop comes from the struggle, it comes from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So what was an artist, or who was an artist or song that really like captured you first time around?
I want to make a movie out of this, or some type of short film out of this, because I'll never forget this moment. My neighbors growing up, they were from Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
and there was this big lady. Her name was Sherry.
Got it.
And, you know, like, she would always be cooking, and she would invite us over. And this specific moment in time, it was like summertime around now. Like,
Right.
school was about to start. I was going into 4th grade, and she was playing Miss Jackson by the Outkast. And I had never, like, heard anything like that. And at the time, I wasn't listening to Radio Disney. I was listening to, like, Lil Bow Wow.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like, my mom would let me, like, kind of secretly play these tracks and buy CDs at swap meets, because my dad was strict as hell. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, no. But when I heard Outkast, it was like evening time, sun was coming down, she was on the grill, and at the time we didn't have a fence that separated our houses, but out of respect, I would just stay on our side, and I would put a chair, and like other kids would play, but she would play music, and she was playing Outkast, and just the way it started with I think it's a reverse, right? And I was just nodding my head, and she was like, "Look at this little guy, like, what do you know about music?" And I'm just like nodding my head to it. Since then, like, it felt like one of those moments where like the universe opened up, and I just saw like what I wanted to do, like hip hop, like, oh shit, like I love this, like, whoa, this sound is next level. It's nothing like I've ever heard. And then I got into, who is that? And I asked her, oh, it's Outkast. Started tuning into BET, TRL, MTV, VH1, and I started seeing these artists. I'm like, yo, Outkast is really. So Outkast was like my introduction. And of course, around me, you know, Tupac was heavy on the West Coast. Like, at the time, it was like maybe 2000, 2001. They were still playing like All Eyes on Me, and but I always associated that to the gang culture, as I mentioned to you. Like,
Of course.
I grew up on the same block as Lil Rob.
Shout out to Lil Rob.
Shout out to Lil Rob. And so I would see how, you know, because that's a different lifestyle for mine, like way different. But I still saw how people would respect him. And I was like, okay, like, you can get respect doing this music, like,
right,
no matter what angle you're in. And he was a good guy. Like, he would always buy ice cream for the block, you know? So it was always around me. Like, I just didn't know it, you know?
Yeah. So I went to film school, and I learned the hero's journey.
Okay.
And there's always that initial moment when, you know, the hero knows, like, okay, this is my calling. It's like right after Peter Parker gets bit by the spider.
Right.
What was that moment when you're like, yo, I can rap, I'm nice, and this is what I'm going to do?
I think maybe like 2018. I already had been rapping for a while. And I was a part of a record label selection as a creator of art, visuals.
Right.
But I became close with everybody.
Right.
And all of them were producers. And specifically, I got close to I Am Nobody. Like, really close.
Shout out to him. Amazing producer.
He's like my brother. Like, I talk to him almost every day. And I spit some shit for him. And he liked this so much that he was like, let's go record it right now.
Nice.
And at the time, he still is. Like, I think he's a legend, right?
Big time.
Nipsey Hussle, like, countless artists. Who hasn't he produced for, right?
Even his solo stuff.
And he's an amazing artist on his own. So that moment where we went to go record what I spit for him, that was when I was like, okay, that's my hero. I had struggled with, am I good enough to make music? Some people would tell me, stay in your lane, which they thought my lane was visual, directorial work. But they didn't see what I would do when I wasn't with them.
Right.
Like, they wouldn't see the late nights of studying lyrics and trying to perfect the flow and find my voice. Because I went to school for communications. At first, I wanted to be a lawyer, like you. I went to school for political science, and I kind of diverged into wanting to be a great public speaker because I felt like I had a voice, and I always felt that, right? And I just wanted to perfect it. So in the moments where I wasn't being categorized as a director, videographer, cinematographer, whatever, or they would add to it.
Right.
I would working on my pen game. So when I Am Nobody told me, like, yo, you got something, that's when I was like, all right, cool. Then I'm done doubting myself. I'm done because, you know, one of my favorite producers, one of my favorite artists is telling me as a human that I can do this. I'm going to believe it. And I already was believing in myself.
Right.
So why not? Like, I met Dom Chronicles same year. I did a joint album with him. We called it 1017. Just rap shit. Listening back to it, I can tell how hungry I was to record.
Right.
That maybe I came too strong on the mic, but it's a growing process, you know? And since 2018, I'm on my 4th album independently.
Right.
Like I put everything I have into it myself. So whether it be ads, all the visuals we shoot, physical copies, merch, like I do it all.
Man, that's
Yeah.
truly amazing. You know, you being an MC and, you know, doing the legwork and
Yeah.
everything. Would you say that is your comfort spot when it comes to creating, and maybe the visuals is more you're actually like challenging yourself because you're great at both?
Right. Thank you. I think I love I love doing the legwork. I love being a part of every aspect of it because I've been on the other end where I'm not.
Right.
You know?
Right. Exactly.
So I do challenge myself visually because I'm surrounded by artists who are pushing the envelope. Like City James, for example. Like, I'm really inspired by him in the sense of he's a great rapper, he's a great director, and both. You can be both, and I want to say I'm on the same level playing field mentally, maybe not the followers and accolades or but in the mental space.
Right.
I carry myself in that regard of like I can do both because I've been on both sides, and I've sat in the director's chair and I've been in front of the mic, and who better to tell my story visually than me? And thankfully I have a great team around me when I do work with other artists like Max, who does, and he's helped me on the last couple of stuff, like for my videos. He's an amazing director and storyteller.
Right.
So when we combined our imagination and our creativity, it has only led to amazing work.
Right. And that's beautiful, and that's exactly where I wanted to go, is world building, because you've been on both sides and you've worked with so many different people. How has that been, not only recording 7 Days, which is the new album out, but also creating the visuals and the packaging and everything?
Yeah, see, that's perfect. You said it. Like, we wanted to build a world. Westworld, which was my last album, we didn't have like a world. We created a couple of music videos, but within the details of those music videos, we found, like, what if we characterize this album with the world? And for this one, it goes back to my roots. Like, maybe the music isn't in Spanish,
Right.
or I don't speak on my cultural upbringing a lot in the album.
Right.
There's moments where I speak about, like, I got Mayan blood in me and I come from Guatemala City. But we wanted to build a world where I've always felt I've had a spirit guide. I've been through a lot, like
I hear you.
more than a handful of accidents. One of which is the cover art to this, which I was in a coma for a couple days.
Wow.
Dislocated jaw, perforated eardrum, dislocated shoulder, broken nose, like all this. Like, I was in a really bad condition, and this is 10th grade. And even in those moments, I felt there was like something behind me, like a spirit guide. And I've carried this, and you know, I'm not trying to say I'm clairvoyant, but I see things sometimes and I dream things that happen. And I can only be like, well, that's God, that's the universe, or that's my spirit guide, like leading me to where I need to be. And that's what we wanted for this album. We wanted to show that there is a spirit guiding me to where I need to be. And that's where we used shout out to Frida. She's like our character for this album, and she's dressed in the Mayan garbs, and she's in multiple of these music videos. So we shot something long length, and I broke it down to 13 different pieces of art, which I can post as each specific song. And that's something we hadn't done before. It was, you know, our method was, we need music videos to each song, and I need to be rapping every single song. But I was like, even young, I didn't always want to be in a camera rapping. Like,
Yeah,
I felt it was cliche. Like,
It's
it's played out. What if I'm not rapping? What if it's just a story you're saying?
right.
And like, there's more deeper meaning. The song is playing great, but the visual is deeper meaning. Like, what can you break down to this?
But it's also beautiful because you came up around that time where MTV mattered.
Yeah,
BET mattered.
Yeah.
VH1 mattered.
yeah,
And so that being part of your story and the, in your subconscious, you're like, yeah, I come from that era. I always say that, millennials, people who were born in the 90s or, late 80s, we were the last generation where MTV mattered.
absolutely. It was actually music television.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I mean, even towards the end of it, when it started becoming reality TV, it was cool, but it wasn't like what we were.
Right.
I always wanted to have a music video on BET TRL. Like,
everybody.
that was a dream, And granted, it's shifted into what it is now. Because everything is reality TV now, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Everything is drama based.
Even podcasts.
Even podcasts, no shunning to them. Like, I tune in to the Joe Budden one and a couple other podcasts.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's funny. It's good background stuff. Like when I'm doing stuff around the house. But it's not not like how I used to run home to tune into 106 in Park or to tune into TRL. Like, I'm not doing that.
The art was the focus.
Exactly.
And you being so art focused and everything like that, which is super beautiful. For your albums, right? Are you the type of person to compare the last album to the current one, or is everything just a one-off? It's a one-off expression.
I think I subconsciously do compare myself in the sense of, do I sound better? Do I sound more confident? And I was telling the homie yesterday, I was telling him, I appreciate critique and criticism thoroughly.
Right.
I'll never shy away from it. If you think I suck, great.
Yeah, of course.
Can I prove you wrong on the next one? If you think I'm great, why?
Articulate.
Tell me. And I'll take everything with a grain of salt, granted. But what I really want to listen to on my own stuff is, do I sound more confident? Do I sound like I've leveled up? And I always tell my close people, if on the next project I regress and I sound worse, I'll stop making music. Like, I don't ever want to be that person. I don't ever want to feel like I'm creating and not at least an inch better than what I was. You know, like, whatever that may be, is it delivery, flow, technicality, storytelling, what bravado, if it's a little better than the last one, I'm gonna keep going because I know that there's more that I could push.
Same with visuals. What do you have that same mentality?
Yes and no. Yes, in the sense of, can we color correct it better than the last one?
Right.
Is it slow pace? Is it fast pace? Can we create a short film? I've done a lot. I've done short films. I've done documentaries as a behind the camera and behind the desk editing. And when I say no, is because I know that there's a lot of editors better than me. Like,
yeah,
I know.
I hear you.
And the same thing with rap. Like, I know there's a lot of people who rap better than me, but they don't have my voice and they don't have my story. So,
Perspective too.
Perspective. I, like we mentioned, like, I came from a generation where it's not looking the coolest. Like, it's about really, like, standing up for what you believe in and speaking that truth,
Right.
If you look at the people who I'm inspired by, they're MCs, like Lupe, Mos Def, Blue from out here. Like, those are MCs, like, and some people might call me Unk, old head, but that has nothing to do with wanting to be articulate and intelligent with music.
Exactly.
Like, it don't matter what age you're at, like, look at Freddie, look at Jay, like, these Dudes are in their the clips. Oh my God, I haven't even touched on that. Like my greatest inspiration in a group, like the three goats. You know, you got Pharrell, Malice, and Pusha. Like at this age and this time where mumble rap and drug rap, granted they're talking coke shit, but it's lavish. You know, it's not mumbled. It's not the beats overcoming the vocals. Like, yo, they're rapping.
There's clarity.
There's intelligence behind it. There's fashion. Like, who's doing that are young?
Not a lot of people.
Not to say that we're not young, because I feel like I'm gonna be 60 and I'm gonna feel young, because
Same.
you know, like,
it's a mentality.
It's a mentality thing. So, you know, it's, you know, music can overcome age, and it always will, I think. And intelligence and dignified music is always gonna stand out. It's always gonna be timeless. It doesn't matter how old the person is, you know?
Right. And just because of your mentality, and I was hip to what you were doing with Selection around 2018. And over time, following you, seeing that you were rapping and really doing it at a high level.
Thank you.
I feel like with the visuals, y'all were ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
And I think y'all set the tone for Instagram and TikTok, you know, Reels and everything like that.
Facts.
Do y'all really feel that? Was that intentional, or was it?
I think it goes back to me being competitive. And, you know, shout out Joe, shout out the whole Selection squad. Like, we were all competitive. We pushed each other to be better. So, you know, I was inspired by Wiz Khalifa's Day to Day vlog series, because it would show the intimateness. Is that a word? Intimacy. Excuse me. He would show the intimacy of his real life behind the scenes, and then he'll show the highlight reel of what is being an artist at that level.
Yeah.
He'll show the show footage, the hype, the crowd, and then he'll break it down to him being in his room smoking or whatever. And I wanted to do that to us, and I wanted to showcase our live shows are amazing, but the people behind it are even greater. So how can I show humility in a highlight reel based social media world that we're in?
Yeah.
And I think I found a balance, you know, for the time when I was there.
Yeah. I have to give you your flowers, though. The documentary where it was like 10 episodes.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you.
And then the intro where it's all of you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Hats off to you.
Thank you.
No,
it was fun. It was fun making it. Like, I was naive, young. We were young, you know, and you see how, like, I was studying to show and to storytell.
Right, of course.
At a next level, because I wanted, like I mentioned earlier, I wanted it to resonate to people who love this world, who love music. Like, I am well aware that we're not going to live forever.
Right.
Well aware of that. So what can we leave behind? Whether it be 10 episodes, 1 episode, whatever, you know, 1 album, 1 song. What can we leave behind that will perhaps leave my legacy? Perhaps, like, oh, West, I liked him.
Right.
You know, or he was great, or
right.
he had potential, whatever the case may be.
We touched on a lot of different eras in music. And what is your favorite? Because
that's crazy.
I have a personal favorite, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you.
You know, I love hip hop, but I also love, like, alternative rock. Like
same.
Linkin Park, Radiohead, like.
Huge LP fan.
Me too. Rest in peace, Chad, right?
Chester.
Chester, excuse me. And I love Latin music.
Oh,
like,
same. Yeah.
The music that my parents would listen to, like, growing up, I didn't realize how much I would love it later. Because now I have my own house.
Right.
I have my own partner. I'm cleaning. I'm gonna throw on Latin bangers, like you know, like Juan Gabriel, Juan Sebastian, like Luis Miguel, Bookies, you know, Elvis Crespo, all these guys that my parents were listening to subconsciously, I was like taking it in. But what's your favorite genre? Like,
Well, I mean, I'm a hip hop head through and through. I would say my favorite era of hip hop.
oh, era.
I would say the blog era.
Yeah, it was incredible.
The blog era to me, because I love 90s hip hop
Right.
through and through. I'm a certified hip hop head, and if you don't know, look me up. But the main thing is there's just so many talented people. Like you touched on Wiz Khalifa. I mean, the XXL freshman list was something people strive to be on.
That was a goal.
That was the standard.
Yeah.
If you weren't on the freshman list, I don't know. Or if you declined it, because I know ASAP and Drake and a few other people.
Were like, but those guys were.
But they're in the sphere. They're in the ethos.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so that's my favorite era because you got the happy blend between people who took the art seriously, but they did it on their own time. It was very DIY.
Yeah.
There was so much truth. There was organic fan bases, people hitting different markets. I remember Mac Miller with Blue Slide Park. He was like one of the first people to hit #1 independent since like
Wow.
Dog Pound. It was like a 10-year thing.
Wow.
So it was just it was an amazing time. And I feel like the blog era went all the way up until like 2016. Yeah. Because then that's when SoundCloud and all that.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing too, it just touching one more time on selection too, is like I feel like y'all pushed the sound and visuals to a point to where it's like now the visuals do matter.
Absolutely.
Do you think they matter as much as what like they did with MTV, or is it just a different level of it?
I think it might be a different level in the sense how like social media is. Not everyone had cable back then.
Yeah.
But now almost everybody has cable.
Right.
I mean, excuse me. Almost everybody has social media
Right.
on their phone. So maybe it might be more important because it's digested by so many more people on the daily.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because even with the blog era, YouTube was it, man.
Right.
If you weren't in the city making a music video,
right.
I don't know.
You weren't doing it.
You weren't doing it.
Yeah, look at all them. Like Currency. I would even consider Kendrick a part of the blog era.
Oh,
and
for sure.
J. Cole.
Overly dedicated.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar.
The Michael
EP.
Jordan video where they shot on the freeway. Like,
Yeah.
bro, that's iconic.
Yeah.
But see, it goes YouTube, social media. So maybe now music videos or, like we mentioned earlier, I hate the word content, but content on social media is very powerful. It's very
Right.
necessary, especially if you're an artist. Like, there's so many ways you can go about it, but if you're talking premium visuals, I think MTV doesn't even exist anymore. Like in that sense, you know, it's all social media. If you look at our favorite artists now, like they have some of the best visuals out there. Like look at
Facts.
Tyler.
Oh, I mean, a savant.
I love it. Like ASAP Rocky,
Savant.
Skepta even got banger. Like you
Savant.
see,
Yep.
and those are the dudes who I want to
Of course.
be like. You know,
You're on the trajectory. With all this content creation, what is a theme or a message that is getting lost in hip hop or rap?
ooh, that's a great question. A theme or a message that's getting lost? Maybe originality is getting lost within there.
I agree.
You see someone else's success and you think you can plug and play to your own career.
Yeah.
I don't think it works that way.
Mm-hmm.
So originality is getting lost within the minutia of the BS, which is our social media world.
Right.
You might go to a director that just directed someone's hot video. So I guess originality and individuality like go hand in hand, because you might be like, oh, that director did amazing for the clips. Let me go get him to do mine. And then
Right.
yours doesn't, you know.
Right.
So why not treat the people around you and build them up too? Like, I'm sure there's directors and videographers behind these teams
Mm-hmm.
of these big artists that don't get pushed into that next level because some labels will forcefully go grab someone else who already has success. And I've seen it firsthand.
Right.
I won't name names.
It's all good. We ain't
but
here to do that.
I've seen it firsthand where an artist gets big, the team that he had behind him helped him get there. Now the big record label's here. Director all he needs is one to get to change his life.
Right.
And they don't get that opportunity. It has to do with individual thought process and being able to stand on your business. Because when you got a label behind you, here's this option, here's this option.
All the resources.
The voices start becoming louder than yours. And now you start going in a direction that you don't, 10 months down the line, where's my people? Where are the people that helped me? Nowhere to be found now. So now you're a label plant, and you know how that goes.
Oh.
You know?
We've seen it one too many times.
Yes.
My final question to you, especially with technology being so involved in the creation process, I mean, AI and everything.
Ooh.
What is one thing that technology cannot replace as an artist?
It's easy. Soul. AI can mimic technicalities and, percussion, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't mimic soulfulness.
Yup.
Can't mimic story. Can't mimic a person's upbringing and their struggle and hearing the pain or joy behind the voice.
Right.
Can't. It can try. It can sound good. I've heard AI stuff. I'm like, wow, this is amazing that a computer is generating this. But isn't it more amazing when a human being is doing it?
Of course. It feels hollow when you hear it. It's just like something's missing.
Yeah, there's error. Like, I love when there's errors in music sometimes. Like, I'm such a geek for that. Like, there's moments in big records where, like, Jay-Z, for instance, there's an ad-lib that'll be cut short and it clips. I'm like, oh, I love that. That's an error. But they kept it in.
The humanity
part of it. I do the same thing. Like, especially on 7 Days, there's one specific track with Josh Marks called Blockwork. He had recorded his verse already, and I started recording mine on top of his vocals. And I came in way too early. But I told my engineer, I was like, leave that. Like, that's a part of it. Like, that sounds good. And that humanity part of music, like, there's no way you can replace that.
Same with what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, certain things we're like, you gotta let the art tell you what it is.
There's like, I be driving with my girlfriend sometimes, and like she'll play Sirius XM, and it's an AI voice like playing the playlist, and I'm like, wait, is that a real human? Like,
man,
like is that real? Or and then you can see how, like the AI voice is very monotone sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, it's a computer. I don't like that shit. Like, I'd rather have someone telling me, yo, this track is from this album. And that's why I appreciate what you do so much. Like,
thank you,
you break
man.
down music, you select, you compose a mix
thank you
of like sounds and sometimes not, and you tell a story through a mix. And I appreciate the whole world. That's why I love hip hop the way I do, because I love the DJ aspect, the producer aspect, the MC. If I could break dance, I would break dance.
Same.
But I can't do that shit for shit. I only can two-step, But I used to do graffiti at one point too. Like, that's how I came up. Like, when I graduated high school, I was blessed to meet someone who was screen printing for Psycho Realm.
Oh, shout out to
Sick
Psycho Realm.
Jackin' and all them. Like, yeah.
Legendary hip hop group and collective.
Bro, I was screen printing shit for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember his name was Gabe, like, who was like my boss.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have me deliver like their merch. And I went to Psycho Realm studio. It was like in Norwalk, Whittier. And this is the first time I walked into a studio, and they were cutting a record, and I'm kind of coming in with boxes. Like, I'm a young, skinny, spry kid. Like, the world's in front of me, and I saw like this bong, like like 6 feet or like 4 feet tall. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
Smoke is like a layer of smoke in the room. music banging, and I think High Technology 3 or something had just dropped, and they were playing that. I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. Like this, yeah, like.
That's beautiful, man. Those stories are timeless. We're coming to the close of this. Anything you want to plug, shout out before we get out of here?
7 Days, my 4th album by Whest Cornell, is on all streaming platforms. I'm doing this series right now called West Wednesdays. Starting next Wednesday, I'm going to release a visual for each song. So I have 14 songs on the project. I already released 1 music video, so 13 left. Each Wednesday up until I'm done, I'm gonna drop a record or a visual. Shout out to Harlem 157, that's my blood. Shout out to my family in Guatemala. Shout out to everybody in Long Beach who supports. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I'm still working. I love what I do. I'm never gonna stop making music.
Please don't.
I hope this album resonates with whoever listens to it. And I'm very blessed to be here.
Man, thank you so much, West.
Thank you, bro.
We appreciate you, man. Appreciate your time. Stories for days.
Yeah, stories for days.
Yeah, no, big time.